Is It Better with Courtney? Today is December 5th. It is the aftermath of my birthday. And I'd love to tell you that it was this wonderful blowout birthday that was full of friends and family. Yeah, that wasn't it. And it has nothing to do with Auntie Rona. It has a lot to do with the sucky people in my life and the family that I was born into. I'd love to tell you that every year, everyone calls me, wishes me a happy birthday. I'd love to tell you that I have warm birthday memories for years and years, but I can tell you that I have one good birthday memory, and that was when I was about maybe 8 or 9 years old, and we were living in Europe, and we just had a small house party with friends and did games and cake and ice cream. It was simple, and I loved it. I didn't really care about the gifts. Well, I did then, as I wanted a Cabbage Patch doll, and I got it. But it was more of that I was with family and friends, and that made all the difference in the world. But now that I get older and I reflect and I realize, do I really matter to my friends and family? Or who I call my friends? Because I can choose those, but I can't choose my family. So, before social media, no one would call me and wish me a happy birthday, and that was perfectly fine. I kind of got used to it, frankly. I got used to being ghosted on my birthday. I got used to going out with whomever I was dating at the time. I got used to having a drink alone with maybe a friend, or just going out alone and treating myself. I've kind of been a loner, and I'm okay with that because I don't like dealing with fake people, and I tend to just disconnect with those. And then came the birth of social media. When social media came, it reminded me of everything. It slapped me in the face with everything I had been sweeping under the rug. Social media reminds people it's your birthday. They remind you that you exist. Out of the 355, sometimes 366 days of the year, they will remind you that one day that Courtney exists. And at that time, you get all of these so-called birthday messages. Happy birthday to my favorite cousin. Happy birthday to my favorite niece. Happy birthday to my favorite. Yeah, how can I be your favorite? Because any other times during the year, you won't call me, you don't text me, you don't write me, unless you want something. I had a cousin to call me and go, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? I gave them the number. She was like, okay, thanks, bye. Ask me if I've heard from that cousin since. I've had people ask me for recipes, give it to them. Have they called me since? No. This is a great one. I've had a cousin that in the last 15 years, I have talked to him a total of 5 times. 2 were at holidays, and the other 3, he called me for a sales pitch. And even before that, he only called me because he found out I worked at a large corporation and wanted the contact so he can do a sales pitch. Yeah. Let that sink in. Really makes you feel valued, doesn't it? Makes you feel like people give 2 shits about you, right? Wonderful. But I say that to say this. I'm much more than that. And to be honest, I don't care for presents. I'm not about the presents. I am about spending time with me. Acts of kindness, acts of service, affirmations, words of encouragement. Just like people call and unload me for their bad days, I have my bad days too. And I only have a couple of friends that I can call and say, girl, I just had the worst day ever. I have one guy friend I can call and say I had the worst day ever, who happens to be an ex, and my husband thinks he's the best person to talk to sometimes because after a conversation with him, he gets me. There's only a few people in the world that get me. And I'm kind of okay with having a small friend group. Let's be real. Large groups, I can't deal with everybody's crazy personality at one time. But individually, I have some decent family members, but they suck at maintaining a relationship. Oh, I've been going through so much. Oh, I've been going through this and I've been going through that. You know what sucks? What sucks is hearing everybody in the background have a really good time. And I'm on the phone with my mother. And she says, I'm on the phone with Courtney. And no one says anything. Pretty much sucks. It just really sucks. It sucks to get a happy birthday. And any other day, nothing. It sucks to leave messages for people just to say hi. And they never call back unless they want something. It sucks to walk into your 16th birthday party, which was supposed to be a surprise party, but your mom forgot to send out the invitations. It sucks being stood up on your birthday for a date because your date was too afraid to tell you he was broke. But you know, on that last one, it doesn't matter because a week later I met my husband, so maybe that wasn't meant to be and I can forgive that one. But 2022 is going to be the year of something different for Courtney. I'm working on me, a lot more self-care, and editing. I'm going to be working on recipes because I plan to go through weight loss surgery. I've already had my initial meeting with the nurse and getting ready to set up my meeting with the doctor and start I think it's like a 6-month diet that I have to go through and some other stuff. But I'm going to work on me this year. I'm going to do some editing of my relationships with my family. I'm going to do editing of friends because, frankly, I've made some very poor choices of who I labeled as a friend because the energy I put out there, man, was I not getting it back. Matter of fact, what I was getting back was just, yikes, it was crazy. And I'm going to be editing Work-Life Balance, and I'm going to learn to edit a little better for YouTube so I can give you guys the content that you deserve. So, yeah, I'm going to work on that because I just put my SD card in my computer and I realized that a couple of really good videos I had for you guys, the files were completely corrupt. And I'm like, what the heck? And they were really good ones. Lots of Christmas decorating, but that's okay. There's more in me, and there's more to come. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know. Have you ever had this happen to you? Have you had this kind of dynamic with your family, and how do you deal with it? Because frankly, it's not uncharted territory because I've gone no contact before, but this is me really steering the ship a little bit better and really establishing boundaries and making people adhere to those boundaries and not settling for less than what I deserve. As I've been saying before, I'm going to invest the same amount of energy into folks that they have been, giving me. So if you've been paying me, that's pretty much what you're going to get from me is Thus, sending me a message through Messenger saying, yo, I don't have your number. I'm sorry. Dude, just like you just messaged me through Facebook. Yeah, my Facebook's been the same for the last 10 years. My phone number has been the same for the last 17 years. Facebook Messenger, Instagram, they all have video, voice chat, or messaging. You could try one. I do respond. But don't call me if you want to dump on me. Call me to say, hey, just checking on you. How you doing? How's life going? Because there's only a couple of cousins that do that. Actually, I scratch that. There's only one cousin that do that. Love you, Audrey. But the rest, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. But stick with me, kids. It's going to be a wild ride.